section of the movie at a time, and we'll pin them all up on boards, and then when we get a certain chunk done, we'll show them to the director. They will show them to us.
Well, you know, that's a really good description of it, but better to describe.
Better than that.
Yeah.
Well, we could show it.
Yeah, let's show it.
With storyboards.
With storyboards. Okay. This is the storyboarding process as illustrated by Joe Raft, our head of story.
Yes. So there's the little cute Mr. Storyboard artist working very diligently and happily in January.
And he has a deadline. He's working hard to do his sequence. Every time he does a drawing, he pins it up on the board. And he stands back when he gets done with his sequence and he goes, did I do it the best way? And storyboarding actually balances like composition, cutting, staging, acting, writing, everything that goes through the storyboard artist's mind as he's doing it.
So he'll try another pass at it a couple more times until he feels he's got it just right.
Just right.
It's perfect.
So he calls in the story department and of course, the director.
There you can see John Lasseter. Looks just like it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Thanks, Joe.
And then Joe, or whoever's pitching, well, the little storyboard artist in this case, will pitch the sequence, and in the middle of the pitch, John gets an idea.
We all get ideas. And that's one of the great things about storyboarding here at Pixar is that it is a free-for-all once we get in this. And everybody's out coming up with ideas to make the sequence better, to make the film better. And when the pitch session is done, inevitably there is lots of ideas to make the sequence better. The storyboard artist kind of wakes up from it.
Right,
Usually
we're infamous for putting all our notes on little Post-its.
Yeah.
That's why you see all the little yellow squares there. And so we'll all leave all excited about the great new ideas we've got. And then the storyboard artist.
Mr. Storyboard Artist goes back and thinks back and starts over with all of his notes that he has to do. Joe Raft often calls it the storyboarding process, not storyboarding, but story reboarding, because we work on it, redo it, to make each sequence to make the entire film as best as we possibly can be. In the next section, you're going to see Joe Raft, our head of story on A Bug's Life, pitching to co-director Andrew Stanton, me, and I think Bob's in there too.
Bob Pearson, one of our story guys.
He's pitching the circus sequence from A Bug's Life. Enjoy.
Bug's Life.
Okay, so Slim and Francis are hit by the spotlight. They're not too excited. And Slim says, tra-la-la-la, ring through the air and a flower with nothing interesting to say. And then they go, look, I'll give you. I think you would think about me. Here I come. I want to catch up with your flowers. You know.
He just can't catch up. It's like, it's so heavy, it's just hard for him to like catch up to Slim.
Slow down.
Yeah. Right. So he's like,
You flowers, slow down.
Slow down.
Oh, right, that'd be great. You flowers are too fast. You're running too fast. Slow down, you guys. Okay, so then he's chasing after him, and Hamlet runs by the stands, and there's a little kitty candy corn, and he stops. He goes, turns around, and he goes, oh, candy corn here. You have to let me eat it. Oh, the stomach is grumbling. Let me help you. Let me help you to finish it. Also, wait, is a candy corn funny? You're thinking of bread. Bread on your that's the live hole. There's this little sombrero. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think we should go with candy. Is it too Halloween? No. Oh, okay. So he goes, candy corn here. Let me help you to finish it.
Candy corn. Candy corn. I'm a flower.
I'm a cute little bumblebee. Here I come. Slow down, you flowers. Oh, candy corn. Here, let me help you to finish it.
Can you believe all the work it took? And if you looked in there, him and his camera up here, all these pictures all over the walls. I know you've all seen Bug's Life. I mean, it was so big that Disney put in a whole Bug's Life land, in California, down there. And this guy is the artist, okay? He is drawing all of these drawings, and these are different segments. And was only talking about the caterpillar dresses up like a bee and with the flowers there, and then they're like, hey, maybe he could be chasing them, so that changed it right there. These are the directors. Here's the director, Glasser and the co-director here. And they're changing just what he thought, like all this having, like he goes over to them and I'm a bee. And then, you know, so he's acting it out for these men, and he's got it drawn there, and they go, how about if he catches up to it? So he's thinking, okay, so now he's got to go redraw that part.
Sticky.
But, okay, and then they go, now he sees a candy corn, and then he starts to decide, should we use a candy corn, or maybe should it be, you know, some other, like a jelly bean, or what, you know, so that, yeah.
Do the voice actors do the storyboards?
Great comment. Let me get back to that. I will. I'll get to that part. Okay. So, and sometimes they do. This guy didn't do. Maybe he was the caterpillar's name. He said his name, but maybe he was because he sounds like he doesn't. You know, on there. I like the candy corn. You know, and stuff. So he's like, so he probably did that voice. Sometimes they do, but most times they don't. Most times they go find an actor, find a real actor. Okay. So he's doing that. Okay. The reason, what I wanted you to get out of this whole thing is then it showed the real clip, the final clip in the movie. How long was that clip? Maybe 8 seconds, maybe. You know, he's there and they'll play, and then, you know, he's doesn't bumblebee, and then they go run, he starts running, and they stop. So all that work, they sit there and talk for maybe several minutes, and we didn't probably see all of what they're talking about, but several minutes on that one storyboard, maybe even a second one of the candy corn and like the flower bee, 3D pictures. And they sit and talk all that time just for 8 seconds in the film. And we know watch the film and just, oh, it's funny, you know, it's cute and whatever. But all of that had to be all done before. The script was already written. This guy had to sit and write, or draw all the segments to go along with the script, and then they go change the script as they see the drawings. They go, you know what? Instead of having him just go to those flowers, maybe he's trying to chase them. And I mean, you know, then it starts changing. Even after their own script has been written, they're changing it again. Okay. Now, let's show you some more about storyboarding. Okay. So, you saw how fancy their storyboards are, and some of these storyboards, how, you know, like pretty good drawings. There's some they're pretty much. Yeah. Let's show you this little second.
You know, I feel like every time that I look up storyboards and how they're supposed to look, they always look really nice. And I used to think that to do them properly, you actually had to be a good artist, which I am the exact opposite of, which I guess is just a bad artist. But today I'm going to show you the basics of doing storyboards and show you that if I can do them, anyone can. Storyboards are done so that you can visualize your film scenes before you actually shoot them, which is a huge help to have on set. It makes your life so much easier. It's a lot harder to forget to get a shot or, you know, not get coverage or a certain insert shot that you wanted to have and you just forgot while you were on set. It's a lot harder to do that when you have a good visual reference on set and you know what the final product needs to look like. And there are some amazing storyboard artists out there, like really good, to the point where you feel like you can already see the final look of the movie when you look at them. Seriously, really amazing people out there. But if you're like me, then you are not one of those people. I mean, this is how I drew Griffin. It's like a preschooler with not a lot of talent. But you don't need to be really good at drawing to be a good storyboard artist. The important thing is that you can interpret what you've drawn and that you can effectively translate them into the images you want. To demonstrate just how bad an artist you can be and still make this work, I'm going to use a few very quick excerpts from the short film script that I've been working on. And no laughing. Oh no. Here's an excerpt that I showed in the screenplay episode a few weeks ago, where the cabbie adjusts his rearview mirror to see William in the back seat. Now, as you can see here, that's supposed to be his head in the foreground. That is William in the mirror. Those are supposed to be the buildings. That's supposed to be, you can see, I'm not very good. And just make it so you can identify the characters. Like, I know that that's William in the back seat because of that really well-drawn cowboy hat that's on him. It's a pretty still shot, but alongside your storyboards, you can add notes that tell you things like the lighting. In this case, I wanted William's faces in shadow. Now, I already sort of shaded in his face to get that across, but just so that people understand that, if they look at this and can't quite understand what I've drawn, William's face in shadow, except for brief flashes from exterior light. You can also say the action that's supposed to take place, Cabby adjusts the mirror. I'm not drawing a really bad arm reaching up, but, you know, it will be understood that that happens in the shot. Here's a line from later in the script. Now he kind of does the dramatic turn back, like, and says his line. Now, if you want to show on-screen movement, you can use arrows within the frame. In this case, I'm showing that his head is turning around, but not his body. You can use this for anything. You can use it for walking. You can use it for any small movement that you feel you can animate just using an arrow. You can do that. Now, in this shot, I also want the camera to push in. Now, I could draw a second closer picture to show that that's what I want to have happen, and then just label it accordingly. It's something I'm going to show in just a second. But in this case, I can show that the camera needs to push in just by doing this. I've drawn what the final frame will be. These arrows here show that the camera will push in. Now just to show that it's a push and not a zoom, again, down in the notes, camera pushes in from medium to close-up. Now I've got the shot where the car full of the thugs is driving up slowly and they're all looking away from the camera out of the parking lot and the building in the background, looking for a particular car. Now I drew the worst car ever, but for the actual framing, I wanted it to be tighter, so I've adjusted the frame accordingly. You can actually draw the rest of the picture and just keep the frame for visual reference to how it's shot. You can use the camera to move, but this time not, you know, pushing in or zooming in, but I actually just wanted to track along with the car. This is easier to get across if you use arrows that kind of cross the line from outside the frame into inside. And in this case, just for reference, I've written track. It's pretty simple. Drawing a car is not simple for me. Now this is a long shot, but you want to show multiple frames to show what the action's going to be. This one is going to be a shot that starts off on the ground, showing the door of a car opening, the legs stepping out, the camera pushes in and raises up and shows the character of William there, raising his gun about the fire. Now, as you go through your storyboard, you should number them. If you have multiple frames for the same shot, you would just label it 1A.
Yes, you're a good backpack.
Then B, then C, etc. And that's just a few brief storyboards for me, but they're good examples of what you can do when you really can't draw. But you do have other options. If it's a quicker shoot, you just sort of quick notes on how things need to look. You can actually do small thumbnails in the margins, like this one here. Going to be a two-shot of the two characters in the cab, and I didn't need to do anything fancy. I just show the two characters are sitting alongside each other, facing the camera. That's the framing. Nothing fancy. But it's good to have on set if that's all you can do. Some people don't like to completely visualize it. They just like to make a shot list. They have a list of shots that they want to get, like extreme close-up, insert, master shot. And they'll just, in writing, describe what they want. And those can also be put in the margins. There are also computer programs that you can use that you can make digital art storyboards. And there's quite a few out there if you don't even want to touch pen and paper. And it doesn't always have to be as messy as what I've done here, so if you want it to look a little bit more professional, you can find templates for storyboards and shot lists and all that online, and that's really it for me. Again, I'm not good at this, I've said that 100 times at this point, but you don't have to be, you just need to be able to translate your images to the screen. And when we actually start shooting the short film, we'll come back to these storyboards and see just how well I was able to capture that. And another thing you can do that Robert Rodriguez actually does is that you can actually just go on set with a camera and just sort of video storyboard with your actors. Have them stand in their spots, get an idea of what you want it to look like, and just leave it at that. That's one of the videos we're going to be showing in the playlist at the end here. There's a little featurette on how he does his video storyboarding. One video I couldn't find anywhere online, unfortunately, but if you have the 7 DVD, you should check it out. There's an alternate ending where all they had was the storyboards, and they had actors do voiceovers, and they sort of animated it, which is called an animatic, which is a whole other thing for another episode. That's it for this week. If you have any of your own techniques for doing storyboards or shot lists or anything like that, let us know in the comments below. See you next week.
Okay, so, and I don't have the segment of the caddy and turning this, whatever. You kind of get an idea, and the arrows show what you're planning.
You can draw
right?
a decently straight
So
line.
what I've done is on my website, here, under these two videos, under storyboards, okay, I've got download file, and here's the file. You don't have to use this one, there's lots of them on there, okay? So if you ever need another one, you can always click on this, and then just hit Command P, okay, for print. You go up to the top where it says print, and then the printer you're gonna pick in my class if you ever need it is the Photo Room B&W. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and print off just a bunch of these for just a minute here if I need these. I'll just do it. I've already got some printed off for you already. here, okay? Here's a different way they're printed off, there's a couple different ways. So if you ever need a storyboard, you can go to my website and get them, or you can go to Google and storyboard. This one is horizontal, that one is vertical there. There's some that have only 4 with a bunch of comments beside it. I kind of like this one better because there's just as much room and you can write underneath what you want it to say and do. Okay? So I just printed 20 more of those out there. I'm going to hand these around just so you have them, or at least can see them and what they are. The one I just printed off is actually quite small.
Knocking.
Go ahead and hand those down just so. And that one in front of you, we got from right here. And I'll hand some of these. I just want one in front of you while we're talking here.
It's a really good shot.
I actually end up doing storyboards for a lot of things, writing video. Like one of the things I do these for is when I'm shooting a wedding photo shoot. Give it up. So, when I'm shooting a wedding, like just still photos, I'll put down, like, oh, I want to remember to get like a photo of the flowers up close. And so I'll just kind of draw a bouquet. Just for my reference. And sometimes just drawing it, I can remember when I'm on the photo shoot. Oh, I want to get one with a couple both turned together holding hands, and you see if it's an LDS wedding, an LDS temple, that they get married after they're both holding. And then maybe another one, they're doing this and they're making the heart, and in the heart is the temple. Okay? But I'll draw that so I can remember. Or if it's a walk down the aisle wedding, I want to make sure I get them, of course, kissing. And sometimes I'll even write just 2 people, and then I'll put down, okay, that's an easy one. But I want to get a close-up of her ring, or the ring when he puts it on her finger after Dawn's wedding. Or I want to shoot a photo or video through the cake right here, and I want the cake all out of focus, but you can see it's a wedding cake, and I want them in focus back behind looking at each other. And so sometimes I don't have to even set it up. I can be back while they're talking to people, and I'm like right down by the wedding cake looking through and then filming all out of focus in front, and them, and they're just talking together and other people and stuff. There's a segment I want. So I'll draw that out. So I'll put a wedding cake out of focus, 2 people, or I'll just write 2 circles to, literally stick figures, okay? Or, like he was talking about, they'll have their shot selection just typed out, whatever. So when you're out filming and shooting, you can look at this and go through them and get them. Now some of you go, okay, we need the car, and they're going to be like looking in the river mirror like he had, but you're going to do the car scene the next day. So you'll check these off as you do them, but you'll leave that one unchecked and say, okay, we got to do car stuff now. I've got about 3 pages of car stuff. We got to go get that done. It will help if you, well, not just help, it's essential to do these. And again, storyboard artists will make full 8x10s of each one, or 5x7s to put on a wall, but these are fast because they're easy, they're small, and they're going to do what you need it to do. Okay? So storyboarding is going to be your thing. Now we're not going to start a new project today. Next time on, so Thursday, I will be actually starting your projects. And we'll go out sometimes and go film. We'll go out together and we'll talk about doing a dolly shot, or a arc shot, or a push, or a zoom. And the difference is I'll have all of you doing it. Like we'll have 3 or 4 cameras set up, and you'll get behind the camera and you'll watch it do. And I'll have you do a segment, and you'll have your own SD cards. and you'll put your SD card in, and I'll have like 4 or 5 things to do on that camera.
My phone's
And
giving up.
stuff. So we'll go out and do something like that. Then we'll download them and just put them together, shot selection, and you got the points. Or even just doing it, without even saving it. But you went out and there's a broken window, and they might not be able to go break a window at the place you're gonna be filming at. So it's kind of hard to ask for that. Now, if your budget is millions of dollars, and you say, hey, we want to have it filmed through a broken window, then they're gonna go break a window and then replace it for the company, or they're gonna go find a building with this, and it might be the next time over. Right there. So what some do will go actually to the old factory and then film the same. Now they say, okay, this we can go over here to the broken window. We build through that as you guys are talking about, you know, whatever. and stuff.
Email
So, they add it in later. All right, so that's storyboarding. So script writing and storyboarding is the first part. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about is your Our World video. The last thing I want to talk about is editing basics. You guys have all discussed the basics of editing. So think of your Our World if you haven't saved it or exported it yet.
Look at the quality, dig it.
Let's go back through, there's 5 things I want you to know, and these 5 things you're actually going to see on the state test that we take. Yes, in video production, we take a test in video production, we're gonna take it in May. We'll take it in May, like the first part of May, maybe the second week, well, no, the first week. Probably the first week of May, the second week of done with school. End of April, first of May. You're gonna be taking a, I'll say big test. You get 80% on your certificate, you got to show that certificate, and do a video production in the state of Utah.
Which one?
Okay, it's gonna be your final test. The reason I bring it up so early now in the semester is a lot of times I'll stop and say, you're gonna see this on the state test. Again, the state test is a certification test. You can put your resume, you can put
I like
on
that
college college entrance forms that you've done. Sometimes when you getting a job, you need to, they might say, what else have you done besides just working here at, you know, whatever place you want to get a job at? What else have you done? And you'll want to have some community service you've done. You'll want to have maybe if you've been in the Boys or Girl Scouts and if you're Eagle Scout or something. Then you put things like, I know how to do like Adobe Premiere Pro, and I've done video, and I even got a certificate in that, you know, it's pretty impressive stuff. So I like to bring up this early because the next part I'm going to talk about is on the state test, okay? And it is your editing basics, okay? There's 5 things, now that you've edited an
Okay, I need to let my phone cool down
finished
for a
it out, with voiceover, with music, all provided for you.